There's this big gaping hole in tools for developers that are working in large code bases. And that is what Augment Code is trying to solve. They're trying to make it where the AI has access to your entire code base. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. This is a IDE extension for VS Code. That's where I've installed it anyways, in VS Code. It has several really cool features. So I'm just going to go through some of the things that it talks about, but the one that interested me the most was really the chat feature, where you can basically ask it questions about your code base. Now, I've tried this in other IDEs. I've tried it in Cursor, I've tried it in Windsurf, I've tried doing my own RAG implementation, and none of them have been impressive to me, especially in large code bases. The downside, I'd say, to Augment Code is you do need to sync your source code to them. So you will be syncing your code onto their server. So that is very important to know. And that is not something that you can always do. So I used a repo that I don't mind syncing, and I set up an augment ignore file to ignore the files I do not want synced that have things in there that I don't want them to have access to. And honestly, the early results on it were pretty impressive. So I just want to say I'm impressed with what they're doing. This company has raised a ton of money. It is a California based company in Palo Alto. They've raised over $270 million. And what they're doing solves this big hole for AI tools that help developers. And it's because great developers attempt to hold entire code bases in their head. I remember back in the day, Unreal Engine 3, I knew where literally almost everything was in that engine. And that engine was giant. People would come to me and be like, where does this happen? Where's this happen? And I could point them right to it. And AI today just can't do that. And they claim, I mean, the reason they say is the scale of modern software applications just make that nearly impossible. And that's true. What they're doing is they're making you sync your entire code base up. They're indexing it in some way and doing a really incredible search through your source codes. You can ask it very generic questions and it'll point you in the right place. Now, I'm going to kind of go through that a little bit and give you some demos of that. But ultimately, it's just something that you're going to have to be aware of, like the downsides to it, which is you're trusting them with your code. And not every company, not every developer is going to be okay with that. And I totally get it. And the pricing of this currently, I'm totally honest with you, I am on the community free version, but it's actually pretty lenient. I have not hit any limitations on it, and it seems to work fine to me. Like I haven't felt like I was missing anything yet. I think the chat messages are very generous at 3,000 chat messages. And I'm assuming that's per month because this is $0 per month. Because like I would have to ask 100 chat messages in a day to ever hit that. And I haven't done that yet. So I feel like I'm doing quite fine on the community plan. They do have other things. Next Edit, where it does code base wide suggestions based on your most recent edits. They have completions where they do this is basically like code complete. So I've actually turned off my Copilot code completion. So all my code completion right now has been Augment Code. And I would say I haven't noticed much of a difference. Maybe I've noticed a little where it's honestly, I've gotten to the point now where I don't do much manual coding. So it's all done through AI generated stuff mostly, and then I'm tweaking things here and there. That the code completion part just hasn't been super valuable for me. And they are SOC 2 compliant, which is something that's very important. It just means they're following all the best software development practices, and they've got good rollback, and they're keep protecting their keys and your data, and everything's protected. They also have GDPR, which means if you're in your European country, you don't have to worry about that if you're using them. So you can find the Augment extension just like you can any other extension. It's directly in the extensions. You just search for Augment. You're going to be looking for it with the one that's got like the green circle. And I've kind of like their logo. They've got two curly braces with like eyeballs, and they put some hair in there. It's kind of a cute logo they put together there. And it does have 10,695 installs, but only 15 reviews. So this doesn't compare to like Klein, on the other hand, which has 747,000 downloads and 125 five-star, or actually it looks like slightly less than five-star reviews there. So from an order of being popular, this one is not very popular. And I think there's reasons for that that I'll kind of point out. Once you do that, you get this icon here on the left side. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of create a new chat so that we can kind of start over here. One of the features I really like in this version of the code base that I've synced, is it actually has kept some of my past queries. I've only done a couple in this particular code base, and I did that on purpose because I wanted to kind of test that live. In another code base that I've tested it much more thoroughly. So I was thinking about this before this video, and I came up with these 5 questions. I'm going to take them over one at a time, and I'm going to judge the answer based on how well I know this code base, which is incredibly well because I've written a substantial amount of this along with my team. The first question is, can you give me the APIs that are authenticated with Railion admin? There should be quite a few here, and I'm curious what it's going to come up with. So check this out. The response here is, based on the code, here are the APIs that require Railion admin role authentication. These are perfect. That's absolutely right. Log into org admin. That is correct. That is correct too. So there's a couple more that it missed, unfortunately. I'm wondering if I'm impressed it found these, but I'm wondering if there are code that hasn't been synced, because I have made some updates and added a few recently that should be authenticated with this role that are not visible. I'm going to ask it about those just to see if it even knows about them. All right, so I'm going to ask it about some prompt template APIs. Those are ones I've recently created, and those should be authenticated with Railion admin as well. I'm just curious to see what it's actually going to reply. Yeah, okay, so now it found it. Now it added it to the list of the ones that it found. I mean, overall, that's fairly impressive. I wish it would have found them to begin with, but honestly, it's still pretty cool that it was able to take a really generic question, which I haven't been able to see many other AIs do anything near this, and actually summarize the APIs that are actually using them and picked up my API format and how I'm doing role authentication. All right, so this is another one. This is one I've also worked on recently, so I'm very curious if it's actually going to find it. I'm just going to keep it in the same chat here too, because I'm not sure if that's going to matter or not. Holy crap, that found it exactly right. Yeah, this is exactly right. And it's even showing the generate email API. Like, look at that. And it shows the function that I'm calling. It shows the entire flow. That is impressive. I actually was not sure it was going to be able to pick that out. But look at how generic this is. Show me where I'm calling the API that generates an email using unlayer. There should be an API and a place in the front end code that calls it. I didn't mention any files. I didn't mention function names. Maybe it searched for like email, but that is absolutely unbelievable what it actually returned there. This one might be a little too simple for it now. But sometimes I'm in a place where I'm like, hey, where did I store? Where is that field again? Or where's that field used? So I'm going to do this in a 2-part. So I'm going to be like, okay, what model has the email design stored on it? And it found it. It's the task model. And now I want to say, where is that field used? And I want to see if it can actually return. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's exactly right. Now, my next question is this one, where I basically want to ask, where am I using the API to retrieve a specific task by ID? Now, this needs to look through my front end code. Look how quick it's returning. Honestly, this is such an impressive like search capability. It really takes it to the next level. Ah, it's so cool. Let me just make sure this is the right thing. So, yep. So there is the API, and this is where I use it in that fetch task. It's exactly right. Now here's another one. So we have this like paid plan. We have our what we call an organization plan. These plans kind of hold a person's like access to the stuff we give them. So if they're on a certain plan, they may have certain features and it costs a certain amount of money. So I'm just gonna say like where are the plan APIs used? You should see like very clear answers to this that should be representative of like billing or payment or something like that. Okay, so it found the controller. Where's the create subscription, the unsubscribe, free trials. Now we've got our update controller. Yep, there's our feature service. That's the one I was expecting to see. And there's our home page where we do some stuff. And there's our external plan details. And that gives me a list of all of it. So stopping here, because it just pretty much nailed all 5 of these questions fairly quickly. I did not cut the video for that. Like that was the time that it actually gave it back to me. I left that in there purposely so you could kind of see the speed of it. Now the next thing is at any point you can select code and then ask a question about it. So I could say, what does this code do? And it's actually going to be looking at this selection. It's going to walk me through everything about that code. I'm going to ask it the question, is there anything you'd improve with that code? And just see what it comes back with. And now it's given me an improved version. I like that it gave me the interface here. It had some null checking. It simplified the code structure. And it did something with the filter to ensure process valid text element. Okay. So you can kind of see what you can do with this code. And the one thing that you have to do here, if you want this, is you actually have to hit apply. If I hit apply, that code is going to get put right into that file. You see that? And then I can hit accept all here. I haven't figured out exactly why it doesn't highlight this code. This is one of the things I don't like about it. And to be fair, this might just be my setup, but I'd love if this kept my, like, at least reasonably looking styling. But you can go ahead and accept that. And now, like, I've got some errors in there because it introduced this interface, and I don't think it actually added it in there anywhere. So it caused some problems. So I'm going to go ahead and just revert all of that stuff there. So going back to Augment, I love what they're doing, but they're still early. I do not like the actual generation of code, and I feel bad saying that, but I just don't. I feel like the root code experience, the GitHub Copilot, and the experimental agent mode, the client, the windsurf, like all of those are better at code generation. But Augment Code is by far the best I found at searching large repos and giving me context. I also love the built-in documentation that they have. I don't really care so much about the code completion anymore. I found it like okay in the times that I have used it, and I typically end up having to change something with it. So I think the code completion, I could take it or leave it or switch it to like one of my local models again. So let's say that I've got my code base synced and I'm a new engineer and I want to learn, and I have not asked this before, so I don't actually know what answer it's going to get, but I will tell you an answer beforehand. If you want to run our UI, we have a npm command that lets you run our server, and then we have a UI command that'll basically reload in real time. So as you make changes and save, it'll just refresh for you. So I've asked it, how do I run this application locally? And ideally, how do I run the UI such that it refreshes? They tell me to install dependencies. Yep, they even picked up that we need the environment file. They have the start command and they have the dev UI command, and they showed where the hot reloading's happening. Show you what URLs to go to. That's incredible. Wow. Yeah, I think Augment might be onto something for this. It's just unfortunate their code generation piece is clunky. I think if they could take a look at what some of these other tools are doing and have this along with really good like code generation, This tool could be well worth the investment that's been made into this company at $270 million. Now, the downside again, I just want to be very clear, is it's not cheap. And the second downside is that your code has to be synced to their server. I honestly, when that sync button popped up, I sat there for a little bit thinking, do I really want to do that? How do I unsync it? So I started researching. Then I was like, okay, there's SOC 2. Who were the? I actually went through and I started looking at who the founders were, and I just wanted to make sure like I wasn't giving my code to a company that I couldn't trust. And ultimately, I chose to sync my code there, and I've been impressed with the searching capability. It's just not my go-to tool right now. Even though there are times that I get into a code base and I'll need to ask a question and I use Augment for it. So, maybe I'm doing realistically 3 to 5 chats a day, which is nowhere near this 3,000. And the reason for that is because of I'm using my code generation tools on the other pieces. But imagine pairing the capabilities that it has with some of those tools. Like if those agents had the ability of searching your code base the way Augment's doing it, imagine what that would unlock. Anyway, I think that's about it for today. I'd be curious if you tried Augment Code. Is it something you'd even try with having to sync your code up to their server? And either way, give me some comments down below. I'd love to know your thoughts on the way Augment's going. I still am very blown away by the amount of money they've raised, which is just astronomical. All right, I appreciate everyone. If you don't mind liking and subscribing, that would mean a lot to me. Till next time, peace out.